Okay, Tommy, we are on to watch number 2. So this is the Kakume, of course, and we are going to begin by tearing things down. One thing I wanted to point out is that I was able to get your end link tightened up a bit so it doesn't quite flop out like it was doing before. So it's in much better shape and hopefully will be what you wanted. Okay, so we're going to get this torn down a bit. These end links get a bit floppy over time, but it's not too hard to get them back to where they should be. Alright, we'll get that off to the cleaner. Alright, JDM Kakume. Cool watch. Very cool. Make sure that everything's in the shot here. All right, let's get rolling. Oh, I thought I had this off, but apparently I didn't. Okay, I was able to get the case back off. It's a little challenging. It must just be that the threads are a bit dry. What I did notice was something interesting, and that is that you've got a little bit, a little bit of, I don't know what I would exactly call it, some burr here. It looks like somebody tried to take this off with a screwdriver or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll get that cleaned off a little bit. I don't see any servicing marks. Doesn't mean it hasn't been serviced in the past, but certainly nothing here to speak of. But your threads are fine. It looks fine. Some definite material in here. I'm just gonna try and wing this back on really quickly. It's almost as though it's, no, it's good. Okay, it's fine. Don't want to get out of control here. And there's your spring for your movement retaining ring. That's nice. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. Okay, 6138. Lots of little bits and pieces to think about. I'm not as organized as I should be this morning. Okay, well, let's roll. Now this one was not as clean, if you will, in terms of the signal as the other one, but hopefully that just is a function of age and lack of service, perhaps. We'll see. Okay, so far so good. Some residual lubrication around, but not much. no lubrication in your die shock. It's always interesting. Okay. Movement retaining ring, nice big thick one with tiny pushers. Shorties. Alright, there's your crown gasket, which is hard and hard. Okay. Basically the same layout as the 6139. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull the balance here, just as a way to look at things. We're going to put this back into the movement as we clean it. It's a safe way to do that. Although when I think about the way that the balance is put in and then it's put into the cleaning machine, I often think about what's called the parallel axis theorem, which is a thing in mechanics that says there's a torque applied to certain things that are off axis from the axis that they're rotating on. And it gives me a little pause about how to treat these back in, putting them in a machine that rotates. Anyway. Don't listen to my ramblings about physics. I beg you. Ignore me. Okay, here we go. Wow, nice. Go ahead and get your case cleaned. Beautiful. A little bit of haze on the hands, but that's just old lubrication that's dropped itself onto wherever it could land. All right, let's get your stem reinstalled, and we'll get everybody realigned and removed. Cool. All right. Seiko blue dials are just so distinct. Alright, get your hands off. There we go. No fuss, no muss. Alright, now it's time for some levers. We'll go ahead and take your... It's interesting, on the 6138 through 6139 varieties, it's always good to take these off with levers, in my opinion. But when you look at the instruction sheet, for example, with the Monacos, they tell you to use the Presto kind of tool for the sub hands because of the way they're installed. And that is a truism. You want to get a hold of the pipe rather than lever on the actual hand itself. All right, there we are. All right, let's take a look at the dial. Let's get that gently removed. Okay. One more turn here. Okay. There we go. 7N, broadly stamped. This is 8-1. That's 3 months. That's not bad. That seems about right. Yeah, I'd say that's factory for sure. And there it is. Is that a big, huge hair? What is that? Jeez Louise. What is on there? Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay, good. Good. Now let's make sure we've got no power here. Yeah. All right. Take out your palette fork. Now the palette fork, I dip to clean. I don't put it in the cleaning machine. There's a bit of debate, at least in my mind, of whether or not the heat that's generated, which I don't know the temperature of, actually, it'd be good to know that. I don't know how hot my cleaning machine drying process gets. And so the shellac in here that holds these jewels in their proper locations is thermoset. And so you need to, melt the shellac and then blah, blah, blah. But if the cleaning machine gets too hot, or if, I just don't want to take the risk of losing those jewels to the process, so I cleaned it in a different way. So that goes in a totally separate bath. It may be completely asinine, but I'm always a bit cautious when it comes to things that I can't readily repair in a straightforward way. All right, that bushing's a bit pushed, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. Ooh, lots of lube on your hammer. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Somebody got ambitious. All right, there's your minute recording wheel. Intermediary wheel. Okay, let's get some springs off. Your hammer spring. It's always interesting to me to see the differences in hammer springs. Some have this just bent, sort of half moon shape. Others have a more machine bent profile. Boy, that is lubricated. Holy moly. Okay. It's interesting when these levers almost look as though they're blued. It's just I assume an oxidation process, but it's never quite clear what leads to that in my mind, why these particular levers get that way. Sometimes the hammer gets that way too. They look a bit blued. All right. Coming along. Lots of lubrication. Lots and lots and lots. Woo-wee, that is gunky. Making my tweezers dirty so much. I wonder if that's factory. Woo-wee. Okay, lots of stuff. With this sort of situation, less is often more. I mean, you don't want to have so much lubrication that it gets on places that it shouldn't be within the movement. That's a no-no. Migration of movement goo. Okay, that's all of the components of the chronograph torn down, at least on this side. There are more chronograph pieces on the other side underneath the calendar plate. Let's go ahead and pull this plate. Oh, now screws. Good. All right, we'll take a close look at the jewels here and get them cleaned up with a little bit of mechanical agitation. There's some major grease on that too. Interesting. All right, here's your chronograph wheel, which we take a close look at here. Yeah, that's good resistance. We'll put that on the testing rig. Third wheel. Wheel of escapiness. There's your barrel. There's a sort of slip gear here that operates our recording wheel. And it definitely has to slip. And it's got a little spring that holds it in. So you want to make sure that's nice and clean and free so that it doesn't get messed up, because that will lead to issues with how the chronograph is working when it's in the off state. Ask me how I know. Okay. Okay. Next, please. Let's go ahead and get your ring. Whoop. There it goes. Okay. Day disc. English kanji. Nice to see. Go, 3 screws on that plate. Off it comes, and now there we go. Date ring. There we go. All right, not much here, just date fingers. Millennium Falcon. Okay, now 3 screws to remove. Wow, why aren't you holding? Hold this plate in place. 3 distinct screws, in fact. One, 2. 3. Oh, now, come on. Don't be cantankerous. All right. Looks good. All right, here are all the components. Oh, interesting. That's not where that should be pointing. Why is it pointing there? Interesting, we'll have to take a look at that. So that screw head should be facing towards that pin, and that should be the way it should be configured. But it wasn't, so why? Why, I ask? Here's your cannon pinion. Center wheel. Why is the question I ask? There you go. All right. So let's go ahead and pull that guy. Sure. Our recording. There's your spring. Actually, let's start on this side over here. Let's remove this spring and these what look to be blued but not blued levers. Okay, now we can get to work over here. Come on. Come on, Coco Pelli. Come out. Sorry for the barking. Always somebody making noise around here. Oh, why are you giving me so much trouble? I'll just take the spring out first. There we go. Spring out. Now you must come out. There you go. Okay. It's not me. It's not you, it's me. I think that's the way that statement should be said. It's not you, it's me. Would you please? All right, that's enough. There we go. Rotocode to the rescue. When in doubt, yank it out. All right, good. Okay, keyless works, springs, doodads, B2 bombers. Yoke. Lever. And that is it. We are done with the teardown of your 6138. Okay, off to the cleaners. There you are. And we are good to go. All right, we're going to check a few things and then we'll be back with clean parts. Okay, Tommy, we have started the process of getting you back together. Everything's out of the cleaner and looking pretty good. Gonna go ahead and start with reassembly here. So the way I do this is with the 6138s, I always begin with the center wheel to ensure that I have a good starting point with components, so I can get the Okay, so I always put the center wheel in first, and then I can build out the components that make up the hour recording mechanism for the chronograph, and that way when I come back to the train side I have the lower hour report jewel in place. Come on, what is going on here? There we go. To position the barrel. That's very helpful for me to ensure that all of this is done in an order that gives support to the barrel. Okay, so now we can flip. Only one piece on this side for now, and then we flip to this side. Okay, let's go ahead and get your cannon pinion in place. Okay, so now do some lubrication on this side. All right. Now, in order to start with the keyless works, I need your stem. So now some of the pieces of your winding pinion. So this goes on first. Then we can lubricate your setting pinion. The teeth get a little touch of lubrication. And we can slide this in position. There we go. Alright, that's how I do that. A little lubrication here for your yoke. Okay. Your setting lever. Get your yoke. Yep, I almost forgot your B2 bomber. Can't forget that. Okay. Time for your spring. Okay. A little bit of grease. To ensure smooth operation. Couple screws. Okay. That looks right. Alright, last piece for the keyless works. Okay, well, let's get your minute wheel. Good. Let's lubricate your cannon pinion. Just going to go ahead and keep building out these parts, and then we'll get to the other pieces here. I think we're all set, really. Just put in your die shock. Okay, die shock is in. Okay, so now we can build your reset assembly and our recording wheel components. So that'll be now. And we're going to have to keep a very close eye on the adjustment here to be sure that we have it in the right orientation. Should be okay, but you know, it was set to something else. It was not the factory setting. I'm not sure why. It's always a question. The specs give a very specific setting, but then when you see it in a different spot, you gotta wonder what the origin of that was. Oh, now come on. Okay. That's good. Now we got some levers. We've got a heart here, a heart reset that needs to be lubricated. Okay, and now your spring. There we go. All right. With that, we've completed the build out of your hour recording and resetting, plus your cannon pinion and your keyless works. So now we have to put the plate in place. It holds all of this down. So we align as well as possible. There we have it. Not quite there yet. Okay. Looks good. Just want to be ultra sure that everybody is aligned and flat and in place properly. Resetting. Very good. Good. Okay. That's what we want to see. Let's switch. Pretty good. All right, next stop is lubrication for your barrel. Okay. Right, now, okay. That's your third wheel and your escape wheel. Okay. Very good. All right. Good. All right, next up is, almost forgot. Winding would be diminished had we not put this in place. I would say eliminated, perhaps is a stronger and more appropriate term. right. Now it's the alignment game. Everybody gets to play. Good. Yes, that's what we want. Good, good, good. Everybody's happy. All right, from here on out, it's basically the same as a 6139. Not too many distinctions here. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get the chronograph components built out. Require some lubrication here. All right. Great. All right, now column wheel needs some lubrication. Okay, that's good. Now, a couple other pieces here. We got to put your oh, now come on. I use these very short screws for the click, and it's sort of suspended out here in the middle of nowhere. It's a little bit easier when they use the longer, skinnier screws. well, skinnier head, but same size. Screw itself. Right, sure, ratchet wheel. Which on the 6138 has to align with two things. Okay. Good. All right, now your plate. Right. Now you can put your levers in place. There's one. Okay. Let's put your screws in. And number two. Looks good. Okay, a little lubrication here for your lever connection point. Let's try that again. That's good. Okay, now we get your springs. That looks good. Right. Now your hammer, which has two faces that need to be lubricated here. All right. Your hammer spring. And there we have it. Let's get that hammer cleaned off just a touch. Good. Good. All right, now your wheels. So we got your minute recorder. Okay, intermediary wheel. There we go. All right, Chronograph Bridge is next. Looking good. Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent. Let's watch for the function here. Oh yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Good alignment. Good. All right, we're gonna flip over and lubricate those couple points that we have to on this side. Right. Excellent. All right. Now we get to check for your. Okay. Now it's time to do your balance. Let's drop the balance and see how we did. Oops. Let's get the pallet fork in place. And there we go. Close look in a moment. Good. Let's get your die shock in place. Okay, and there we have it. All right, now it's time to have a look and see how we did. See how we did here. Be right back. Okay, Tommy. Well, we've got some adjustments to make here. Very minor, though. I think we're gonna be doing okay. So let's get some of that rate back. It's gonna vary a little bit as we get started. So we're just gonna give this a small persuasive nudge. Okay. Let's get going with some adjusting. See if we can get that closer to 0. Oh, a little too far. Okay. All right, I think I'm gonna just let that rest for a little while, and we're gonna let that break in. Not sure. We're starting at a pretty good place, but I of course want to get these numbers up considerably. So I think we're good for now. We're gonna let this rest. We're gonna let this break in, and we'll be back. Yeah, that was me moving things around. So let's let that go for just another second. See where our numbers are headed. Pretty steady. I want that amplitude up over 200 to start. That's kind of where I want to see it go. All right, we may have a little more adjusting to do here, but I'm going to let this run in for a little bit and see how the numbers look after a little while. Be back soon. Okay, Tommy. Well, the numbers are looking really good. We are solidly in the range where I like to see these things. 230s and nice clean signal. So what I have been doing is leaving it with the chronograph off, because remember that adjustment, that's that screw that I said had to be pointing at this post. And the way you check it is you ensure over time with the chronograph off that this heart is pointing towards this triangle here. And so if I hit the reset, it shouldn't move. Let me try and hit the reset. In 1 second. There we go. Well, let's just hit the top. Yep. That's exactly right. So that is not moving with the chronograph off, and that's the way it should be. So we're going to build out the rest of your calendar. Now that I can assure myself that everything is as it should be. Only a couple more pieces, because most of the calendar is already taken care of. All right, good. So now all right. Your ring. Oops. No. There we go. Okay, that's one. Oh, now, come on. Behave yourself. All right, last screw on this plate. Oh, come on. Come on. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay. And now for your day disc, Kanji English EJ, which is English Japanese, of course. And there we go. All right, now we can check how our functions are. There's quick for you, quick for you. Looks good. Everything is turning over. Yep. Okay. Perfect. All right. So with that completed, now we can move on to your dial and hands and get your watch back together. I'll be back. Right at the end, got a couple more things to take care of, and then we will be ready to get your watches back to you, which is all super cool and fun. Well, unbeknownst to me, my my camera lost its battery. So there it is. Got everything back in, and we are ready to send both of your beautiful watches back to you. Here are your parts for your beautiful JDM original bracelet. We'll get that back on and have things sent back to you, of course. Your 6139 is, of course, ready to go, all beautified and with the bracelet back on. So this will come back, of course, as will your 6138. Everything just came out beautifully. Had just a few minor things to take care of, but otherwise it was clean and really a good watch to start with. Everything is just fantastic. All your functions are there. Hands are just really great. This is such a nice watch. I love these JDM style without any loom. Let's just go through some of the functionality here. You got quick date, of course, quick day, run through, make sure everything is as it should be. Looks just fantastic. And today is the 15th. There you go. All right, well, again, thank you so much for trusting me with these two really great examples, and I look forward to getting these back to you and having you enjoy them.